The alarm rings, and in that single moment your entire life pauses, not because the world is waiting for you, but because your future is. You don't lose your life in one big mistake, you lose it in small surrenders. In mornings you don't wake up, in dreams you keep postponing. Today is not just another morning, today is the decision. The alarm rings, and for a moment the world asks you a question, not out loud, not in words. It asks it in silence. Will you rise or will you surrender? That moment, that tiny breath between sleep and wakefulness, is where lives quietly change, because waking up early is never just about the time on the clock. It is about the decision in the heart. I know mornings that hurt. I know mornings where your body feels heavier than the bed itself. I know mornings where yesterday's pain whispers, "Stay." I know what it means to wake up and feel broken before the day even begins. And yet, I also know this truth: every sunrise is an invitation, not a demand. It doesn't force you, it waits for you. It says, if you are willing, I am ready. People think winning the day means big victories. Loud applause, public success, but real winning is quiet. It begins when no one is watching, when the world is asleep and you choose to stand up anyway. When the excuses line up politely in your mind, and you tell them gently but firmly, not today. Waking up early is not a punishment. It is a promise that you make to yourself before the noise arrives, before the opinions arrive, before the doubts of others try to rent space in your mind. Early morning is sacred because it belongs only to you. It is the one part of the day that has not been touched by disappointment yet. I have learned that pain does not disappear when the sun rises. Struggles do not evaporate with morning light, but something shifts inside you when you wake up early. You stop reacting to life and start leading it. You stop surviving the day and start shaping it. Some mornings you will wake up motivated. Other mornings you will wake up tired, afraid, uncertain. Discipline is what carries you on those days. And discipline is not harsh. Discipline is self-respect in action. It is saying, even if I don't feel strong today, I will still show up. There were times in my life when getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain with invisible legs. Times when hope felt like a foreign language, and yet the morning still came, faith still whispered, strength still waited patiently for me to choose it. I learned that courage does not roar every morning. Sometimes courage is simply opening your eyes and saying, I am still here. When you wake up early, you are not racing others. You are reclaiming yourself. You are telling your past, you don't get to decide my future. You are telling your fears, you may speak, but you may not drive. You are telling your dreams, I am coming for you one morning at a time. The day you wake up early is the day you stop postponing your life. You stop saying, one day I will. One day becomes today. Today becomes now, and now becomes powerful. Success is not built in comfort. It is built in consistency, in showing up when it is uncomfortable, in honoring your commitment even when motivation is missing. Waking up early trains your mind to trust you, and when your mind trusts you, it stops sabotaging you. You don't wake up early to impress the world. You wake up early to heal yourself, to grow quietly, to build strength in silence, to remind yourself that even if life knocked you down yesterday, you still have the authority to stand up today. There is something beautiful about watching the sun rise when you once thought you might never rise again. There is something sacred about breathing in the morning air and realizing you are still breathing, still fighting, still becoming. Winning the day does not mean the day will be easy. It means you will not give up on yourself halfway through it. It means when challenges come, you meet them standing, not crawling. It means you walk into the day prepared, not panicked. And slowly, gently, without fireworks, your life begins to change, not because the world became kinder, but because you became stronger. Not because the road disappeared, but because your legs learned how to walk it. Wake up early, not because it is trendy, not because successful people do it. Wake up early because your dreams deserve a version of you that is awake, intentional, and brave. This is where transformation begins, not in applause, not in perfection, but in the quiet courage of choosing yourself before the world asks for you. When you wake up early, you are not just opening your eyes. You are opening a door that most people walk past because it looks ordinary. But behind that door is clarity, stillness, power. Early morning does not shout, it whispers, and only those who are awake can hear it. The world will try to convince you that rest is always comfort, that staying in bed is kindness to yourself. But there is a difference between rest that heals and rest that delays. Healing rest prepares you to rise. Delaying rest keeps you hiding. Waking up early is not about cruelty toward your body. It is about honesty with your soul. Some mornings you will ask yourself, what difference does this one morning make? But life is not changed by one morning. Life is changed by the habit of choosing yourself again and again. Brick by brick, dawn by dawn. What seems small today becomes unstoppable tomorrow. I have learned that pain wakes up with us. Doubt wakes up with us. Fear wakes up with us, but so does hope, so does resilience, so does the quiet strength you forgot you had. Early mornings give those better parts of you the first word before fear starts shouting. When you wake up early, you stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. You stop rushing through today. You begin to move with intention. You begin to listen to your breath, your thoughts, your truth. And in that silence, you start to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Winning the day is not about controlling everything. It is about controlling the first hour. If you win the first hour, the rest of the day listens. If you surrender the first hour, the day drags you wherever it wants. Early morning is the steering wheel of your life. There will be days when you fail, when the alarm rings and you don't move, and that does not make you weak. It makes you human. Strength is not never falling. Strength is returning without shame. The next morning is always waiting for you without judgment. I want you to understand this deeply. You are not lazy, you are tired. You are not unmotivated, you are overwhelmed. And waking up early is not about forcing productivity. It is about creating space, space to breathe, space to heal, space to plan a life that does not constantly exhaust you. When you rise early, you meet yourself before the world breaks you into roles. Before you are a worker, a provider, a fighter, a survivor, you are just you, and that version of you deserves attention. People who wake up early are not special. They are simply committed, committed to growth over comfort, committed to progress over excuses, committed to a future they cannot yet see but refuse to stop believing in. Early mornings teach you patience. They teach you discipline without anger. They teach you that transformation does not rush. It arrives quietly, like sunlight slowly filling a room, and something incredible happens when you keep choosing early mornings. You stop waiting for motivation. You become it. You stop asking for permission. You start acting. You stop dreaming only at night. You begin building those dreams during the day. Changing your life does not require a dramatic moment. It requires a decision you repeat. Wake up early. Not to escape life, but to meet it head on. Not to punish yourself, but to prepare yourself. Every morning you rise early, you send a message to your future. I did not give up on you today. And that message, repeated enough times, becomes a legacy. There is a quiet confidence that grows inside you when you keep showing up early. No one applauds it, no one sees it, but you feel it in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you face uncertainty. It is the confidence of someone who knows they can rely on themselves. Early mornings teach you something powerful. You don't need perfect conditions to move forward. You just need a willing heart. The sun rises even on broken landscapes. And so can you. You will notice that the days you wake up early feel longer, not because time slows down, but because you are present. You are not chasing the day, you are walking with it. You are not reacting, you are responding. That is what winning looks like in real life. Some people wait for life to feel easier before they try harder. But life rarely gets easier on its own. It gets lighter when you grow stronger. And strength is built when you do difficult things consistently, even when no one is watching. Waking up early is a form of self-trust. It says, I believe in the person I am becoming. And belief, even when quiet, is a powerful fuel. It carries you through mornings when your body aches and your mind resists. I want you to remember this. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your story needs you to be. The only thing required now is movement. One step, one morning, one decision. When you wake up early, you reclaim time that anxiety used to steal from you. You reclaim energy that procrastination drained. You reclaim hope that doubt tried to bury. And in that reclaimed space, you begin to rebuild. There will be moments when your past tries to speak louder than your future, when old wounds remind you of what you lost. Early mornings are when you gently remind yourself of what you still have: breath, choice, another chance. You don't change your life by escaping your reality. You change it by facing it with preparation. Early mornings are your armor. They don't make the battle disappear, but they make you ready. I have learned that resilience is not loud. It does not announce itself. It wakes up early, wipes its tears, and keeps moving, even when the heart feels heavy, even when the answers are unclear. Some mornings will be lonely, the world will be asleep, and you will feel unseen. But those are the mornings when you are being built, not watched, and what is built in silence lasts longer than what is built for applause. Your life begins to change the moment you stop negotiating with the alarm. The moment you stop saying, "just 5 more minutes," and start saying, "this is my time." Those 5 minutes seem small, but they are where discipline is born. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't need certainty. You only need the courage to begin again today. Early mornings are forgiving. They don't demand perfection. They reward effort, and slowly your habits start to shape your identity. You stop saying, "I want to change." You start saying, "this is who I am becoming." The gap between who you are and who you want to be begins to close. Wake up early, not because life is easy, but because your dreams are worth the effort. Not because you are fearless, but because you are willing. This is how you win the day. This is how you change your life. One quiet sunrise at a time. One day you will look back and realize that the mornings you almost skipped were the ones that shaped you the most. Not because they were productive, but because they were honest. They asked you to choose between comfort and courage, and every time you chose courage, even quietly, something inside you grew. Waking up early teaches you responsibility without bitterness. It teaches you that your life is in your hands, not in the hands of circumstances. You may not control what happens to you, but you can always control how you prepare for it. There will be mornings when motivation feels absent, when discipline feels heavy, when progress feels invisible, and still those mornings count, especially those mornings, because growth does not always feel like growth while it is happening. You will begin to notice that your thoughts change when you wake up early. They become calmer, clearer, less rushed. You stop fighting the day before it begins. You stop carrying yesterday into today. Early mornings give you a reset that sleep alone cannot. Some people think changing your life requires cutting ties, starting over, or becoming someone else. But most transformation happens quietly, right where you are, in the same room, the same bed, the same alarm, just a different decision. When you wake up early, you begin to respect time, and when you respect time, time starts respecting you. You stop feeling like life is slipping through your fingers. You start feeling like you are holding it gently, intentionally. You will still face fear. You will still face rejection. You will still face moments when quitting feels tempting. But the version of you who wakes up early is harder to defeat, because they have already won a small battle before the day even began. I want you to understand something important. You don't need to become ruthless to succeed. You don't need to be aggressive or cold. Strength can be soft. Discipline can be gentle. Waking up early can be an act of self-love. The world celebrates results, but it is habits that create them, and habits are born in repetition. Every morning you rise early, you vote for the life you want. One vote may not change everything, but repeated votes always do. There will come a time when people ask you how you changed, how you became consistent. How you became strong, and the answer will not be dramatic. It will be simple. You woke up early and you didn't stop. You stopped waiting for the perfect moment. You stopped waiting for someone to rescue you. You became the person who showed up, even when it was uncomfortable. And in that consistency, your life started responding differently to you. Opportunities felt closer, decisions felt clearer, confidence felt real. Wake up early, not because success demands it, but because your future needs it. The version of you that is calmer, stronger, and more fulfilled is waiting on the other side of your alarm. One morning, without realizing when it happened, waking up early will stop feeling like a struggle. It will feel like home, like something that belongs to you. And in that moment, you will understand that you didn't just change your schedule. You changed your identity. You will notice that you trust yourself more. You speak to yourself with kindness instead of doubt. You no longer rush into the day hoping it will be gentle with you. You step into it prepared, grounded, awake. The world will still be imperfect. Life will still be unpredictable. Pain will still visit, but you will face it differently, not from a place of panic, but from a place of presence, because you learned how to meet the day before it met you. Waking up early teaches you that you are capable of more than you once believed. It shows you that consistency can rewrite any story, that small, repeated choices are more powerful than sudden bursts of motivation. You did not wake up early to become someone else. You woke up early to return to yourself, to the part of you that dreams without apology, to the part of you that believes quietly even when the world is loud. And when people see your growth, they may call it luck, they may call it discipline, they may call it talent, but you will know the truth. You will know it was built in silence, in mornings no one saw, in decisions no one applauded. Changing your life does not require perfection. It requires commitment, a commitment you renew every morning when the alarm rings and you choose to rise. So when tomorrow comes and the alarm sounds again, remember this: that moment is not small. That moment is powerful. That moment is where your future listens to you. Wake up early, win the day, change your life, not all at once, but forever.